If you're a Cleveland Browns fan looking for a break from the emotional roller coaster that is the price we pay from loving then hating our Browns, then a big welcome to Cleveland Browns Anonymous, a group therapy podcast to help you survive the season. So let's start our meeting.
Hi, everybody. This is Mike Riley with my companion, Brooke, on the call as we break down and hold our hands and have another meeting at Cleveland Browns Anonymous. All right, Brooke, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Enjoying the weather. Thursday, so yeah, doing all right. Getting ready to watch Baker Mayfield tonight.
All right. Well, all right. So let's just kind of recap Sunday and prepare ourselves for what's shaping up to be a real debacle against a suddenly super improved Commanders team. So we'll do a brief recap of the loss. On the road, once again, Gardner Minshew cuts up the Browns with short passes. Browns, once again, uneven in all phases. I don't think Watson played that poorly. I mean, he's throwing the ball. Once again, our receivers are dropping. We had a drop by Judy. That was a drive killer. And we had a horrific drop by Amari Cooper that led to an interception, which led to a touchdown. Your general thoughts, Brooke, on the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think Watson, it was definitely his best game of the season. I mean, if you take away that stupid holding penalty on Nick Harris, which was a joke, that took away the Amari Cooper, 90-yard touchdown. I mean, that would have been like the Watson that I think a lot of Browns fans were hoping for when we signed him. So, yeah, I mean, it's improvements, but it's just, they still lost. I mean, good teams don't lose those games. They find a way to win. I think the defense is like, what's going on there?
Yeah. Yeah, I had this sinking feeling at the beginning of the game when the Browns rush was, I mean, they were getting to Minshew after 2 seconds easy, and he's just getting the ball out, and we're playing soft coverage. I don't know what that is about. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, every time like the Browns defense needs to make a stop, they don't, and it's not like we're playing Lamar Jackson every week or Josh Allen. I mean, we played Daniel Jones, Gardner Minshew, who was week 2. I mean, we beat Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Dak, he's pretty good, but you can't be letting, Daniel Jones and Gardner Minshew just chew you up. I mean, those are some of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and the defense just isn't, they're just not good.
Yeah, I think a lot of games last year that add to their reputation. The weather was horrible. I mean, a Cincinnati game, first game of the year, was cold, wet. There was another game, was cold, wet. San Francisco game, Brock Purdy was having a hard time throwing. But then when the Browns were on the road, that defense was not shut down deep. I remember the Colts game, again, Gardner Minshew, he chewed them up, going up and down the field. Russell Wilson with the terrible Broncos, they looked like world beaters. So there's something kind of, and of course you got the Houston game, the Texans in the playoffs where Stroud just killed the Browns D. And then of course Stroud played the Ravens and the Ravens just shut him down. So look at the Steelers. Now that's a defense that's keeping them in the game, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Steelers are good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I was mystified. We've got these shutdown corners: Emerson, Newsom, Ward. I don't know why they're playing soft. So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a long. Football is becoming a little like baseball. It's a long season. I'm not prepared to write the season off. I think they're going to lose this Sunday, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did what a number of teams have done over the last couple of years, where they go on a run, they win 7, 8 straight. They start rounding into shape. I mean, if they can avoid the injury bug, where most of their O line is out. I mean, think about it. I mean, they have 3 legit all pros on that O line, and 2 of them are out. I mean, you get Conklin back. You've got DeJuan Jones, who's I got to cut him some slack. He does not look like the guy last year who was shutting down T.J. Watt. When he was healthy. So I think Watson. I think this game, if I could take away anything about that game, is it looks like Watson is finally getting a lot of that rust off. I mean, the game is so complicated. It is so fast. I'm hoping that Watson can turn it around like Geno Smith. I mean, look at Sam Darnold with Minnesota. I mean, it truly takes a village. And if Watson can get his receivers start holding on the ball, and Njoku can get in there, and we get Chubb on the running game, I don't think this team's out of it. Your thoughts?
Hey, let's stop here. We got to pay some bills. 30 seconds, and we'll be back. Getting your house ready to sell, or you just need some basic repairs, and you can't get anybody to come out or even return your phone call. Then call Riley Painting and Contracting, your home mechanics, for all of your home repair needs, from electrical, plumbing, roof repairs, and getting your house ready to sell. 45 years in the business, a AAA on the Better Business Bureau, and we're on the preferred contractor list in Cleveland Heights and Shaker Heights. You can contact us by calling 216-371-8160 and leave a message, and guess what? We'll call you back.
Yeah, I mean, this beginning of the season was supposed to be the easy part, so the fact that we're 1-3 heading into a pretty tough stretch. I mean, it's like we just take it one game at a time. I do agree. I think I think each game Watson looks a little better, which
Yeah.
is good. It had me thinking this morning, what our team would be like if we kept John Dorsey, if he got a second pass at hiring a head coach, if we kept Baker Mayfield, just how our team would be now. I know it's, wishful thinking and it's pointless, but I'd just be curious to see. I mean, I think Baker looks great. I mean, I'm looking back at some of the picks Andrew Berry made. I mean, they're okay. It's not like he's some genius compared to what John Dorsey did. So I don't know. I think it's just, I'm just in a
I think
bad
JOK was a
mood.
great pick that Barry did, picking him up on a number 2. I mean, come on, let's face it. They haven't had a number 1, in 3 years? So
Yeah, again, that's Andrew Berry's.
I
I
know.
mean, he made that call.
I know. And I
But
think they,
I'm looking at it. He picked Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's gone. Anthony Schwartz. He's gone. Grant Delpit. Yeah, that's a solid pick. JOK, solid pick. Greg
Martin
Newsom,
Emerson.
solid. Yeah, I mean, so like they're good, but it's like we keep talking about during the offseason. Oh, Andrew Berry, he's a wizard. I'm like, yeah, he's doing an okay job, but like, let's not anoint this guy as the second coming of like a Bill Polian. Like,
I don't know, Brooke. I'm going to push back on that. I mean, let's take a look at his mean, really his draft. I mean, he seems to excel in that. You got Luke Whippler, who looks solid at center. I think DeJuan Jones at tackle could be a winner if he's healthy. He looked great last year when he was healthy. Emerson, Newsome, JOK. I think he's got a, and then I think we got to cut him a little slack on the wide receivers because we just haven't had good quarterback play. You know, Murray comes in. He's with Jacoby Brissett. I think Stefanski has the ability to get the most out of mediocre quarterbacks. Case Keenum, both with the Browns and with the Vikings. Jacoby Brissett, I think he had his best season with Stefanski. Flacco, my God. But we don't know about Jameis Winston. I think that could be a sleeper pick. I mean, Jameis Winston, mature, grown up, found God, sober. I mean, he could be another Geno Smith. I know, hey, look at Browns fans. I'm trying to glass half full here. I think Barry's done a great job of managing the cap. And the Watson trade, I don't know. If Watson stays healthy, it'll be interesting to see if he can knock the rust off. I think they really, really have to. If Chubb gets back, the O-line gets back, they really have to pound the rock. I mean, we're talking short passes with the occasional, bombs to Jerry Jeudy, a la Daryl LaMonica. So
it's just like Sunday was, in terms of like a football day, probably one of the worst days for me, because not only did we lose to the Las Vegas Raiders and Gardner Minshew, but I was folding laundry at 1:00 watching Baker Mayfield tear it up, and then watching Joe Flacco come in off the bench, score 2 touchdowns. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching, Denzel Ward make a tackle and he's doing the air guitar and we're down by 8. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, really? I am out of here. Like, babe, let's go to North Star. Like, I need a break.
I know.
So
I know.
It was just a bad day.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we got the Commanders coming up, and that's going to be interesting. I mean, they just whipped the Bengals. They just moved up and down again.
They are legit.
Yeah. So, well, look at Brooke. We'll make this short and sweet, this podcast. We've got the Guardians, folks.
The Gardos.
If that would be just such a nice boost for this city, if they not only made a deep run, but they actually, won the World Series. And I mean, look at where we are now. I mean, we're taping this on Thursday, and we've got 3 Central Division teams.
I know.
In the Final Four. We got Kansas City, who took apart the Orioles. They didn't look that good. And, it's going to be interesting watching KC go against the Yankees. And, of course, the Tigers. Tigers are going to be tough. They're on a roll. That second half of the season. So, Kwan's going to have a good game. He's going to have to get on base. Our core guys, Naylor, Jose. I'm hoping Lane Thomas continues his hot streak. That would be super nice. And I think we got some veteran pitchers who've been around the track with the playoffs. So we got a great bullpen. So, if we can scratch some runs, you're going to see a lot of 2-1, 3-2 games. But it would be a real boost for the Guardians to pull some magic in October. That would take the sting out of the Browns game. So, yeah. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about after the Commanders. I think looking forward to this game, we'll see how it shakes out next week. I don't think the Commanders have that shutdown D like the Ravens. Bengals had a pretty Bengals were moving up and down the field against the Commanders. I mean, that was almost like a shootout SEC type game. And this is going to be a good test for that defense. And we'll see if more rust has gotten knocked off with Watson. And I think the Browns, to win, they're going to need to play some serious ball control. Keep the ball out of the hands of, their new quarterback, Commanders. What's the guy's name from LSU?
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll pick it up next week, and we'll see where the Guardians are, and we'll see where the Browns are. All right, Brooke?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, thanks everybody. We'll talk next week.
Thank you for listening to the Cleveland Browns Anonymous podcast with Mike Riley. We have a lot more content on the way as we get this new podcast started. You can also check out some of our other podcasts like the Cleveland Real Estate Investor Podcast and other new ones that will start soon. On any platform that you find yourself listening to us on, feel free to leave us a like or comment or follow us. It always helps.